Season 7 are out. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So big shocker, today I'm doing a video on the most recent Season 7 clips that have been released. Now don't get too excited, they're not anything substantial. I think the entire length of all the clips put together is about 4 or 5 seconds, but it is something to talk about, and I was going to do a video on most recent spoilers, so I'm just going to do the video on these clips and the most recent spoilers from the north, so just from Winterfell and all that kind of area. So I'm really excited to do this video because, you know what, even though there's hardly anything for us, it's something. We've been given something to do with Game of Thrones in 2016, you know. I presumed the first trailers would be rolling out early 2017, maybe kind of February, March time. So to get even kind of a tiny little 4 or 5 seconds of clips is awesome. So yeah, today I'm going to talk about the clips, I'll show you photos of them, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about spoilers in the north, mainly Winterfell. So yeah, let's just jump right in. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and as always, if you have any questions, comments, requests, comment below and I will get back to you. Okay, so the clips, I will throw up photos now. So we basically got a view of Sansa, Jon and Arya. Now as I said, there's nothing really new in these clips, it just shows the three of them in the north. But that does still tell us stuff. It tells us, first of all, if we go character by character, it tells us that Sansa is staying in the north. Now, this was predicted regardless because she hasn't been seen in any of the footage or any of the clips or photos from the south. So we can safely presume that Sansa is going to be remaining up north, probably in Winterfell. My guess is Jon will leave her in charge when he goes south to Dragonstone to meet Daenerys. I think Sansa will kind of be left in charge of Winterfell and she will kind of have rule of the north while he's gone. We did also get a view of Jon in Winterfell, so I think this is a good thing. It does mean that we will be getting a little bit of Jon in the north and some interaction with probably Sansa. So I think it is good that Jon is going to be in the north for a little bit since he has just been declared king. I was kind of worried that he would just be in the south for the whole season, but to get a bit of him in Winterfell is going to be really good. Then we got a view of Arya. Now she seems to be in furs, suggesting that yes, she will be returning to the north. She will be going back to Winterfell. I think it's going to be really good to see Arya making her way back home, and I think that's probably going to happen in the first couple of episodes in this season. I don't think they're going to drag it out for too long. I think maybe episode 3, Sansa is going to have made her way back to Winterfell. If we remember correctly, she was here, she was in the twins, so she has to make her way all the way up here. But you know what, the show has used time jumps and all that kind of stuff very liberally, so it wouldn't surprise me if they employed that to get Arya home a bit quicker. Okay, so as I said, the clips don't really show us a whole lot, but it does show us that all three of them look to be in the north, they look to be kind of around Winterfell, and I think it's really interesting. One interesting thing is that Bran hasn't been included because footage from behind the scenes on set has suggested that Bran will be in Winterfell this season. The last time we saw him in season 6, he was at the Weirwood Tree outside Castle Black. So it's presumed that he's making his way to Winterfell. Wow, there's been footage showing that he's been filming at the same places as Arya and Sansa and Jon, and he has been in the same makeup trailer as Arya, presuming he's filming at the same location, and so he will be up north as well. So I think it's a little bit annoying we didn't get that confirmation of Bran, but I do think he's going to be back in Winterfell and there's going to be a Stark reunion. If we remember, everyone presumes that Bran is dead because no one has seen him since the Ironborn sacked Winterfell. So I think that Bran coming back is going to be a big shock, but everyone's going to be really pleased. That is also going to kind of make a little bit of difficulty in Winterfell because technically Bran would be the heir to Winterfell. He would be the heir to the north because he is Ned Stark's son. I highly doubt that will put Jon's position in jeopardy because he did avenge the Red Wedding. In the eyes of the north, he took down Ramsay Bolton and he's been declared king in the north. So I highly doubt that Bran would take that post over, considering as well Bran is a cripple, and you know, as Tyrion has said before, cripples and bastards are kind of viewed in the same eye, so I highly doubt the north would kind of revolt to put Bran in charge instead of Jon. I also think Bran would probably refuse any kind of leadership. He's kind of accepted his mantle as the three-eyed raven, so I highly doubt he would kind of try and take on a lordship, take on the kingship. So I don't think Bran returning is going to jeopardise Jon's position as king in the north. Okay, so some spoilers regarding that area. I don't really have many, but we did manage to see some stuff. So there is a rumour that Sansa and Arya are going to kind of clash this season, and they're kind of not going to get along. Now, if you remember, Sansa and Arya never really got along anyway. They were always at odds with each other, Sansa being the perfect lady, Arya being anything but that. So they never really were friends, you know, they were never very close, even though they've always said they loved each other and they are sisters, but they weren't ever super close because they had such different personalities. so it doesn't surprise me that they're going to clash. Apparently there might be a little bit of a power struggle. Now, as I said, I think Jon is going to leave Sansa in charge, but it's possible that Arya is going to come north and maybe think that she should be in charge. Maybe she thinks Sansa's still that same kind of noble woman, doesn't think she has it in her to rule Winterfell, and it might be that they come over to some disagreements over how the north should be run. This will be difficult, however, as Sansa is probably going to be left in charge by Jon, and she is older than Arya. If there were no males left in the male line, Sansa would technically be in charge of Winterfell. Jon just bypassed her because of kind of the popular vote in the north. So I think that, they're definitely going to come to blows, possibly over leadership, possibly over what Arya has been up to. Arya was with the Faceless Men, she's killed Walder Frey, and she is, at the end of the day, a murderer. I know everyone loves her and is always like, oh, she's so badass. Totally, it was awesome when she slit Walder Frey's throat. But that does make her a murderer. She has killed people. So she's a very different person to who she was, and I think her and Sansa may come to kind of blows over that as well. She finds out that Arya's kind of been running ragged, acting like a mercenary. I don't think Sansa will be wholly okay with that. So I think they're definitely going to come to blows. I don't think it will be anything kind of really bad. I think it will just be that kind of sibling rivalry disagreement. I don't think it's ever going to be anything like one of them ends up leaving or one of them ends up kind of really, you know what I mean? I think it's just going to be kind of a little bit of tension up north. I think Bran's presence will definitely help kind of cool that down, I think they'll be so overjoyed that he's back that perhaps that will kind of diffuse the tension a little bit. It's been said again and again on the show that they have to stick together now. Jon and Sansa have said they have to stick with each other because they believe they are the last Starks. When Bran and Arya arrive, I'm sure that's going to mean so much to them, so much to Sansa, who's left in the north, that rather than kind of fighting too much with Arya, she's going to try and kind of keep her close because she's so relieved she's alive. But I do think there is going to be a bit of tension, maybe a little bit of a power struggle. Again, I don't think it'll be anything huge. I don't think the writers would make, those two kind of enemies, considering that they've been reunited as sisters. They are related. They are, they are related to each other. So I think that there'll be a little bit of tension in the north, but I don't think there'll be too much. I don't think it'll be anything too bad. Okay, so that's kind of all I have for Winterfell at the moment. It's like less spoilers are coming out daily now. It's getting a lot harder to find stuff out. That's kind of all I have for Winterfell. I just really, really quickly want to reference one more thing in the north. So a production was spotted where there was a frozen artificial lake and over 200 extras acting as whites, and it's been kind of speculated this means that the White Walkers are on the move again, and there's no doubt about it. The last time we kind of saw the White Walkers last season, it was kind of, not towards the end. We didn't see them in the finale or anything like that. So we're kind of probably going to get a little bit of an update. I reckon in the first episode the White Walkers will appear. We'll see them marching on the wall. We'll see how close they're coming. We'll see how ready they are to take on Westeros. So I think we're definitely going to get a view of them next season. We're definitely going to see, what they're doing, how close they are to breaking the wall, how close they are to coming south. I don't think the wall will be broken like mid-season. My guess is the season finale, kind of maybe last shot of the season finale, the wall will fall and the White Walkers will make their march. So I think that there'll be a lot of White Walker action next season. I think, as we ramp up to the last two seasons, they can't be kind of shoved to one side or ignored anymore. They need to kind of be in every single episode so we can see what they're doing. So I think that, I think the wall will fall at the end of the season, and I think we are going to get a lot of action involving the White Walkers next season, and kind of that, seeing lots of extras playing whites and kind of them setting the stage for like White Walker invasion is very telling of that. Okay guys, so that's all I have today regarding kind of spoilers in the north. As I said, my initial plan was to do a spoiler video, so I will bring that one to you in a few days. I know this video is a little bit late. I can only blame Thanksgiving. Even though I'm British, I do celebrate it, as my boyfriend's family is American. So I do apologise. I will try my very best to get up the next spoiler video in a few days to kind of make up for this video being a little bit late. And I'll be doing another spoiler video with all the stuff I didn't include today, so keep an eye out for that. If you did like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will be back soon guys. See ya!